AITA for yelling at a 19-year-old and asking for him to be fired? Throwaway account. I, 37M, and my husband, 39M, have been together 11 years. My husband owns a small bookshop and recently has hired a boy to help him. This lad, I'll call him Joe, is gay, and while me and my husband very obviously have no issue with this, Joe seems to do things a lot differently to us. For context, both me and my husband are Irish immigrants to London. We grew up 20 minutes away from each other and went to the same, very Catholic, school. We aren't exactly flamboyant or outwardly gay and don't exactly do PDA since that's how we were raised. On my lunch break from work I like to visit my husband, bringing him records I think he might like and his coffee. Recently, however, Joe has started making comments. It started small with him saying things about queer joy and how he loves gay couples, which we didn't mind at all. In all fairness, it's a fairly scary world for queer people right now, and I understand seeing a happy married gay couple means a lot for a kid. But then he started getting a little too comfortable for my liking. He started asking things like who's the top and calling us the F-slur jokingly. I think it's entirely inappropriate to be making those comments to his boss, but my husband told me to let it go. Joe calls us the F-slur a lot, which I had brought up a few times, telling him calmly to not do that, but when he continued I learned to let go despite my distaste for it since it didn't seem to bother my husband too much. But last Wednesday I lost it. I was up by the counter when Joe came in. He immediately started blathering on about how FY we are, and while my husband chuckled awkwardly, I did not. Joe noticed this and said I was a stick in the mud and repressed. I was trying to keep my cool until he called me a Fenian FT and I lost it. For anyone who doesn't know, the term Fenian isn't exactly a slur or anything, but it isn't exactly nice either. Me and my husband jokingly call each other Fenians or Paddies from time to time if we've something particularly Irish, and I've never exactly viewed as a very offensive word to me, but something about this English boy made me snap. I asked him if he thought that was an appropriate thing to say to his boss's partner and started shouting, telling him he's way out of play and if he wants to keep his job he should buck up. I left to cool down a bit and 30 minutes later got a call from my husband berating me, saying that Joe was crying and that he's just a kid. I do feel really bad since he's only young, but I still think he needed to be knocked down a step or two. Am I the asshole?